Good morning students. Welcome to the online class. Today we are going to talk about callus culture. Let us see what is callus. Callus is an undifferentiated, unorganized mass of cells which are produced when explants are cultured on particular nutrient medium under controlled condition which is supplemented with plant growth regulators. So these plant growth regulators are also called as plant growth hormones or simply phytohormones. For the culture of callus, we can take different types of explants such as leaf, root, shoot, etc. Let us see the types of callus. There are two types of callus are there. One is compact callus, another one is friable callus. What is compact callus? Compact callus shows densely aggregated cells. As the name itself indicates, compact. So here in this type of callus, the cells are very closely associated with each other. They are grouped together. So there will be no any space in between the cells. So they are densely aggregated. Coming to second type of callus, friable callus. This type of callus shows loosely associated cells. Here the cells are very distant from each other and they become soft and it breaks easily. Next, properties of callus. Callus often comes from shoot in early culturing. We can get callus culture very early from shoots. Second one, it can be maintained indefinitely. We can maintain the callus cultures for longer period of times. Third one, no photosynthesis and grows in dark. As callus cultures are carried out under dark conditions, there will not be any photosynthesis process takes place as it requires light, which is not provided in callus cultures. Fourth one, it can be used to isolate single cells. Callus cultures are very suitable to isolate single cells. Nothing but cell suspension cultures can be prepared easily from callus cultures. And these callus cultures also shows totipotency property, which is nothing but the ability to get a whole plant from single cells. Next, no definite shape. The callus cultures does not shows any definite shapes, does not shows any proper shape. It is irregular in shape. Next, it is difficult to describe its external morphology as well as physiology. From callus cultures, it is very difficult to describe the morphology or physiology of the cells. The definition of callus culture. So callus culture is defined as production and maintenance of callus on a solidified nutrient medium under aseptic and controlled conditions. The callus cultures are grown by using a solidified nutrient medium which is supplemented with all the essential requirements, and the culture is carried out under very sterile, that is aseptic and controlled conditions by maintaining standard temperature, aeration, light, etc. Let's have a look on the different steps involved in callus culture. The callus culture involves the following steps. The first one is selection and collection of explant material. For the culturing of callus, a proper plant is selected and the explant is collected from the source plant. Second one, selection and preparation of culture media. For the culture of callus, a proper and suitable nutrient medium is selected and prepared by adding all the ingredients which are required for callus culture. Third step, surface sterilization of explant material. The explant material thus collected is surface sterilized by employing a suitable chemical. Sterilization means nothing but removing or killing all the microorganisms from the surface of this explant. Fourth step, preparation of explant. Thus, the explant is prepared which is ready to inoculate over the surface of a suitable culture medium. Fifth step, inoculation of explant in culture medium. Now the prepared explant is inoculated on the surface of suitable nutrient medium. Inoculation means nothing but transferring of the explant on the surface of a proper culture medium. Sixth step, incubation of culture. Thus, inoculated explant is then incubated under a suitable temperature for a suitable period of time. Seventh step, subculture of callus. Thus, prepared callus culture is subcultured to maintain it properly for longer periods of time. Subculture is nothing but transfer of this callus from one culture medium onto another fresh culture medium. The last step, regeneration of plant from callus. Regeneration means nothing but development of whole plant by using callus. It can be carried out by employing two different methods. One is organogenesis method, another one is embryogenesis method. Let's see the protocol for callus culture. The most suitable material that is employed for callus culture is carrot. Other explants can also be used, but it is the most suitable material that is used. So the protocol involves the following steps. First, fresh taproot of carrot is selected. Then the taproot is dipped in 5% of T-Pol solution for about 10 minutes. Then the taproot of carrot is cut into pieces and again it is washed using distilled water. After that, the carrot pieces are surface sterilized using sodium hypochlorite solution. It is followed by removal of the sodium hypochlorite solution using distilled water. After that, the carrot pieces are transferred to petri dish. Then it is inoculated on the surface of sterile nutrient medium. After that, it is incubated at 25 degrees centigrade for 6 to 8 weeks, which is followed by cell division and final formation of callus, which is nothing but unorganized and undifferentiated tissues of mass. Let's see the procedure for callus culture diagrammatically. Here, first we have to take taproot of carrot, and the carrot is then dipped in 5% T-Pol solution for about 10 minutes. Then the carrot is cut into small pieces of circular shape using a cutter. As a result, we will get several circular pieces of carrot, which are then dipped in distilled water and they are washed using distilled water. From there, the explant is transferred into sodium hypochlorite solution to sterilize them properly. After washing the explant material properly in sodium hypochlorite solution, the explant material are then transferred into a petri dish containing distilled water supported with a filter paper. From this, a suitable larger explant material is collected. After that, only the cambium tissue of the explant is cut and used as explant for getting callus culture. Now the cambium tissues of the explant material is inoculated onto a suitable nutrient medium. This nutrient medium contains all the ingredients which is essential for the growth of this cambium tissue. Finally, after a duration of about 6 to 8 weeks, which is the incubation period, which is carried out at 25 degrees centigrade, finally we will get the callus, which is nothing but unorganized, undifferentiated, proliferated mass of cells. Now this callus, after obtaining the callus, it is subcultured again by making into small pieces and inoculating over the fresh nutrient medium to get more amount of callus from this tissue. Later, from the callus, the plants can be regenerated by two different methods. As we have already discussed, one is organogenesis method, another one is embryogenesis method. Let's see the importance of callus culture. Callus culture are very, very important in plant regeneration and somatic embryogenesis. Generally, by manipulating the nutrients and hormone ratios in callus culture, we can generate the plantlets by using two different methods. One is organogenesis method, another one is somatic embryogenesis method. In case of organogenesis, by maintaining auxin and cytokinin ratios, we can get shoots or roots regenerated. Whereas in somatic embryogenesis, we can get somatic embryos from callus. In both these cases, finally we will get the total plantlet. Second application, cell suspension culture. Callus culture can be used as a good source for obtaining cell suspension cultures, as it is very easy to separate single cells from the mass of this unorganized and undifferentiated callus cultures. Third one, it is used as good source for genetic variability. A number of genetic manipulations can be carried out using callus cultures, and a number of desirable genes can be easily incorporated and plants can be manipulated to produce transgenic plants, that are genetically modified plants. So plant breeders can carry out a number of genetic manipulations to produce many improved varieties of plants in crop improvement programs. Finally, last one is secondary metabolites can be produced. What are secondary metabolites? Secondary metabolites are those substances which are produced by most of the plants, but these substances are produced in lesser amounts when compared to primary metabolites, and they are not much important in the growth and development of plants. So these are medicinally or pharmaceutically